Today is my 1 month, 1 palette for June. I'm going to talk a little bit about the palette that I picked last month, which was the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette, and share with you the palette that I'm going to pick for this month. Well, I do these now in the middle of the month just so not everything is crammed in at the end. So it's basically like the middle of June. It will go through the middle of July. So yeah, let's get into that. First, I wanted to talk about the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons, which was the palette that I used along with my Pan That Palette stuff for May. I'm sure everyone has already seen this, but it looks like this. It's got a lot of neutrals, some pinks, and then this one weird kind of bluish gray color right here. I feel like I used that, but now I honestly don't even remember. I do feel like for this, it was okay. I mean, I have tried many a Too Faced palette, and I liked most of them better than I liked this one. It's not a bad palette at all. I just wasn't really inspired by the colors in this. I did do a Get Ready With Me, which as I was putting it together, I didn't really like, although the final product I thought looked good, and a lot of people did like that. As I was using it, I wasn't feeling the shadows all that much. So, yeah, I mean, it's an okay palette, but it's not my favorite. And I guess I really should start looking at these palettes as I do this, you know, with the idea of maybe getting rid of some of the ones that I don't like at all. I'm not sure that this would be one that I would get rid of, but it's definitely not one that if I only had to pick a couple that I would keep. And I don't really recall any particular shadow that I loved out of the palette, and I don't remember any particular shadow that I didn't like out of the palette. It wasn't my favorite. But, you know, it's got some basic neutrals, so, you know, if you don't have a ton of neutrals, this is a good palette. And it's got a ton of the neutrals, so this is definitely a good palette for that if you don't have any other neutral palettes. But this is not even close to my favorite neutral palette. Okay, so that was a little disappointing for my first attempt at 1 month, 1 palette. I thought I'd pick a really good palette. It turned out it was not so good for me. Not bad, but not great. So I'm hoping this next one will be really good. There have been a lot of good reviews on it, and I did just get it. I thought about going for an older palette, but I was just really excited to try this. So if you follow me on my beauty Instagram, which I will link below, you already saw this, but this is also a spoiler for my beauty budget update. But I got the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette, and it's been going around a lot lately. I saw a couple people's swatches and tutorials and reviews on it, and I loved it. So it looks like this. It's a lot of bright colors, but the one thing that I think that it is missing are some like red and green. So I do want to throw in a second little palette, and that is the Wet n Wild California Roll. And it's got some reds and oranges and greens that this one doesn't have. So with the two of them, I have a full rainbow. So I'm really excited to use this. I actually have not used this yet. I think I got it last week, but I haven't tried it yet, so I'm excited to try it. And I will try to do a Get Ready With Me as well on this and this, and use them both together in a look along with my Pan That Palette stuff, obviously. But I'm actually really enjoying this. I am a little discouraged with my Pan That Palette, so I do need something to spice it up a little bit and not continue with the same stuff that I have been doing with it. So I'm excited to do this for another month, and yeah, that's it. If you haven't checked out my previous video, it will be linked to the side, and my Project Pam playlist is also linked to the side, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.